All right, falafel review. We're at Sahadi's in Industry City, Brooklyn, on 35th Street. Legendary institution, longtime importer, exporter. Little tip, the spices here are 10 out of 10. Definitely get the spices, they're cheap and they have a great selection and great quality. All right, we're at Industry City on 35th Street and the Brooklyn waterfront. Facility was built in the 1900s by Irving T Bush. It's also known as the Bush Pier Terminals. Mr. Bush is unrelated to the political family, the Bushes. He descends from a Dutch family, the Boesches, an early New York Dutch family from the 1600s. Prior to development of this site, this was an oil refinery by his father, Rufus Bush. Over time, the facility expanded to over 102 warehouses, 16 factory lofts, 12 piers, its own railroad system, and over 4.5 million square feet of office and industrial space. It was the first and largest facility of its kind, served to consolidate warehousing and shipping for wholesalers throughout the busy ports of New York. Mr. Bush also built the Bush Rail Terminals, which featured a unique car float, which would float cars across New York Harbor into New Jersey. And by the time World War I came around, this was commandeered by the US government as a World War I naval base. Following World War II, with the construction of the Port Elizabeth container terminal across the harbor, demand declined. By 1956, this was the site of one of New York City's largest and most historic fires. The fire was unfortunately a deadly mix of explosives, burlap, and rubber that burned furiously and killed 10 people. The explosion could be heard from 35 miles away. All right, so this is Sahadi's, Industry City. Let's see how it is. Here's the first view. Nice wrap, nice fresh wrap. Kind of like a burrito. One bite in, pretty good bite. The falafel's freshly fried, nice and smashed. Some good toppings, some pickled cabbage, some lettuce. A little dry, a little lacking on sauce. A few bites in, very tasty. The pickled cabbage is really good. There's some onions too, that's very good. The falafel's very tasty. My only complaint, it's a little dry, it's a little lacking on sauce. You know, need some tahini or hot sauce or something. See some white sauce in there, very good. This cabbage is the star of the show. It is adding moisture, it's making up for the lack of sauce. All right, final bite, final verdict. You know, this really could have been in the 9s because literally, as an ingredient importer, you can't get better ingredients than this. So they have everything that they need to make this into a 9. It just lacks sauce. Came out to about $9, which is a good price. It's an 8.6.